Good morning, Japple. Yeah, the force is strong. Force of losing your stops. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another day. Welcome to another day of crypto. Hope your trades have done well. My trades have done well. I'm quite happy with this week that we've had. Got a few killer trades, and more importantly, I didn't get into any particular losing trades. I was in a couple where I wasn't sure which way the trade would go, so I quickly got out. My win rate has gone up. My loss rate has gone down. My break-even score is pretty pretty average, which is great. I'm sitting at just above 50% win rates, which is where I want to be for profits. And I'm looking forward to looking over the charts today, looking for more opportunities. So I'm going to get started. What a week, right? What a week in crypto. We've had some massive changes, and I think the first big coin to talk about has got to be BNB. Before I look at that, I will take a quick look over where we're going to go. Just to show you, no trades on at the moment. I took my trades off last night. I really wasn't sure which way the market would go. We had higher highs forming, which is fantastic. And Bitcoin broke out of its top of the range and is entering into its premium zone, which is great. Let's check the DXY this morning. This is where I always start my day. DXY is doing exactly what we predicted. It's tried to break through from this supply zone down here, but of course it's been hit on the edge here, which is exactly what we would expect it to do. So what could the DXY do from here? Well, we could see it come and retest these highs here, meaning Bitcoin price will be testing lower prices. However, this is the second time that we've hit the supply zone. And when we're doing supply and demand, we know that resistance over time is eaten away. And the reason why we know resistance is eaten away is because when we talk about resistance, when we talk about a supply zone here, or sorry, is this a supply zone or is this a demand zone? Price goes up, this becomes a demand zone. This is a demand zone from over here and a supply zone right now because the price has come up. Wait a minute, what am I talking about? I need another coffee. This is a demand zone. Oh my god. Okay. Either way, people are eating through the stops. Okay, that's really what this is. People are eating through the stops. And eventually we're going to run out of stops to take and the price is going to come lower. Meaning the Bitcoin price could potentially come higher. Now, it's probably, if we look at the pattern that we're seeing here, most likely we're at least going to come up and retest here eventually. It could be today, could be tomorrow, could be the next few days, but the price I'm expecting to retest that and at least come back to where it is. But if not, test down here at the 102 level, which is probably going to mean over on Bitcoin. Don't pay any attention to my short idea just yet, but it's probably going to mean that the Bitcoin price will probably bounce between here and up in this area. In fact, I'm putting money on that. If the price comes up into here, which is the most premium prices that we've had Bitcoin since November 8, more than a month ago. When the price comes up here, I'm taking a short. That is premium price. And what is my number one rule? Rule number one? Where are my rules? Rule number one, shorts at premium prices, longs at discounted prices. Well, that would be a premium price. That would be a premium price. And I don't see a lot of other places above that could easily go to. So I'm taking a short right here at 18261. Now, it could be that this short doesn't work. It could be the price might shoot right through this short. And if it does, where am I going to be looking for my next short? Because I'm only interested in shorts at this point. We're well above the 50% zone. We should not be taking longs. The time for longs is down here. Where it could go is up into this 60-70% zone. this would be ideal. So my ideal short will be somewhere in here, and it will look something like this. 50% of that zone. Stop at 20%. All the way to the bottom. But that gives me nearly a 3. And from here I can be a little bit greedy if I want to. I can actually put my entry price up and get myself a better discount. That would be lovely. A 4. Return on a risk to reward ratio of 4. That would be ideal. Okay. So those are my 2 areas of interest. Those are my 2 short ideas that I'll be implementing on Bitcoin. For now, I'm going to sit tight and just watch the price. I'm waiting for a new structure, a new microstructure to get formed here to tell me if this is the top or is it going to come and test up here. Once I'm in a trade, once I'm in a nice short, once the price comes up, takes me out here, or takes my price here, then I'll be looking for even smaller shorting opportunities. Once I'm in my trade. That's when I use my sub accounts. Get rid of my Slack. Don't want my staff popping up messages while I'm streaming. Alright, that's the goal here. Now, that's Bitcoin. Could come up here, could come up even further. If we get a big drop in the DXY, which could happen. DXY could drop down into this massive big demand zone here. This is exciting. A lot of demand here. This is going to take a long time to eat away. So we're going to probably, I expect to see the price, if it does come down to here, to really bounce off it heavily and retest these higher prices, which would mean retesting lower prices for Bitcoin, which means shorts are on the table. All right. If that's my point, if that's my plan for Bitcoin, what's my plan for BNB? Now BNB, now this has been interesting. And you guys know why BNB has been interesting. It's because recently, very recently, we were at the midsection of BNB, where I wasn't willing to take any trades at all. But some news came out that potentially Binance had reduced withdrawals for its top holders. So the market makers in Binance, who had the biggest wallets, were unable to withdraw. I don't know if this is true or not. I read an article on it, and I know that was enough to make the price tank all the way down to here. Now, this would have been a good opportunity for a short and possibly a long down here. Now, I didn't take the long. And the reason I didn't take the long is because I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen here for a good old BNB. Yes, there was discounted prices for a long. But for one, I'm not taking longs on Bitcoin, so I ain't taking longs on BNB. And two, in the scheme of things, from July back, that point there is actually midsection. That's 50% of the range. And I'm only interested in trades that give me an edge. And I want a big edge. I'm greedy. I'm a greedy trader. I don't want to be taking risks where I don't need to. And at 50%, there was no way of knowing if it was going to bounce off there or come back down to the bottom. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for BNB to hit this lower half before I take a long. And for me to take a long in BNB, you'd have to see a long territory for Bitcoin. There's many opportunities. I only want the good ones. If you took a short from up here, that would have been great, but I missed that one. I wasn't watching on the day. That was 20th of November. I remember the price going up there and I was thinking that would have been a good spot. That would have been a great spot. If you are clever and you're watching the news and you took your short from here, congratulations. Well done. That's a good trade. It's not what I'm looking for. But I probably would have taken it if I'd read the news too. It's not what I'm looking for a general overall non-news related short. But it's done, and I hope you've all taken profits, and I hope you all got your profits down here. For now, I think we're at a point with BNB where we could see these lower prices come in very soon. We know we've got a bunch of shorts sitting here, right there. So there's a bunch of liquidity to get taken All we're waiting for is a market maker to come and take that liquidity, and we'll be seeing lower prices, and I'll take my short. The short that I'm looking for is right at the very bottom of the range. Now we might not even test this, but if we do, I'll be there, and I have a 10 RR planned here. So I can't wait to see if that happens. Looking at some of the other coins I've been on lately, GMT. I've been doing a lot of GMT lately. And I kind of wish I had a short up here that I did, and I took profits on it. Great. I do kind of wish I kept it. I wasn't quite sure what we were going to see with GMT. So I got out. Now I do think, since I am thinking kind of longish on Bitcoin, I do think Bitcoin will test higher prices. I am waiting to see what that will mean for GMT. I will be shorting GMT at the next available opportunity. We're in short territory. We are in short territory. Look, we are above the 50% margin. Right now, we are exactly 50% of the premium prices. Right? Let's just double check that before I go and draw that in. Let's have a look at the ruler. From the top of the structure to the bottom, we are just below 50% of the lower. So this is not an area that I'm interested in taking any trades. I want to be above this line for a short. Now the price may come up to here. This is a great zone here that I'll be looking at as an area of interest. Right here. Big supply. Come on, where's my box? Big supply zone right there. That is definitely an area of interest. We may not even come up above that. Right, so that's definitely a place I'll be looking to take a trade. Not saying I will definitely take this trade, but I'll certainly be watching, and I may take it. I may get in on that one. Let's just see what I can get. Alright, I'm going to have to go for a bit more of a discount because it's a 2.6. I'm only looking for a 3, and I'm looking for it at the bottom of this structure down here to get a 3, so that it'll have to come up. And I can get a 3.2 there. And I can even take this in a little bit. It's getting it's close to a 4 risk to reward ratio. That's fantastic. I like that one. Those are the two areas I'm looking at for GMT. When you've had a few wins, which I know some of you had, I've seen some of your results. When you've had a few wins, guys, don't get greedy in terms of taking more trades. Get greedy in terms of your entry prices. All right? You take too many trades, you open yourself to risk. If you're going to be opening yourself to risk, you may as well try and get a better entry point. The only risk you run is not getting in on a trade. So don't let fear of missing out dictate your entry points. If you miss out, you miss out. There's opportunities every day. This isn't a get rich scheme. This is a get rich slowly scheme. This is a make money on the chart scheme. It's not even a scheme. It's just how you trade. So be greedy. Be greedy on your entry prices. You want to get those big risk to reward ratios. You want to show people that you got a 9 or a 10. All right. We don't move our stops. They stay at 20%. Move your entry price. It's the best advice I can give you. All right. So that's GMT, and that's Bitcoin, and we've looked at BNB. We need to look at ETH. Where are we on ETH? What in the hell has gone on here? All right, ETH. Since July, we haven't come that far. In fact, since July, we're sitting at that 50% zone. I miss those days on ETH where we were getting these big runs. These days, we're having to work with scraps. And where are we right now in our current structure? Yeah, not great, honestly. It could be better. We have broken free of this. What was this? This was a supply zone. We've eaten up all the supply here. That's gone. This is mitigated. There is no more supply there, which is good. That's good news, because we could start. I think just like Bitcoin, I think ETH is going to test up here, and this is a huge imbalance right there, massive imbalance. So ETH is back on the menu, boys and girls, people. Look at how similar that looks. It's eerily similar. There were times where I saw the prices between ETH and Bitcoin diverge in the last 3 weeks. But looking at it now, higher up, that looks eerily similar. I'm glad that they're kind of converging now. I'm really glad, because it makes it a bit more predictable. All right, so for ETH, same thing. I'll be looking for a short up here. If I'm seeing bullish signals, I'll be very happy. But right now, I'm not so bullish. And the reason why I'm not so bullish comes down to DXY. We've had a massive drop, which is great. It's been fantastic. I'm really happy to see this. But we know with drops, we know we need retests, and we haven't seen that retest at least up to here yet. We could potentially see a retest up to here. It can happen. It can happen right as we don't expect it. Or price could come way down lower here because, and this is what I'm hoping will happen. If we look from the bottom of where we were to the top, the 60 to 70% mark is right here, and there is a nice big rally right here. A rally in price, and then a big jump up. And this has left an imbalance here. This has definitely left a supply zone down here, and this is a big one at the higher level. This is a big one. So we could potentially, and I'm hoping this happens, like I said, I'm hoping we see the price come down into here and then go back up for a bit of a retest up in these areas. That would mean we have a big bullish move coming up. So going down there and coming up Bitcoin, which would be great. Wouldn't it be great? It'd be great to capture a bullish move up. Fantastic. If the prices showed us that, and then to catch the bearish retest all the way back down, that'd be great. So keep your eyes open for that. But with that being said, I'm going to follow my rules. See if it's bullish. I'm looking for discounts. I'm going to be patient. I'm an assassin, not a tiger. I don't know. We don't go hunting for small prey. I'm looking for the right opportunity. All right, Litecoin. Where are we, Litecoin? What's going on? Man, this has been wild. Still at that 50% zone. All of these have been taken out. There was an opportunity down here to go long, for sure, but I was not willing to take that because of the way this structure is. We're not at discounted prices yet. We are still at premium prices. And I think for Litecoin, yeah, I'm going to stick with this. This would be the trade I'm looking to make. I'm going to wait for it to come up. So I'm going to wait for a bullish move up. We're going to take a short. Chili's. It's been a while since we looked at Chili's. Damn, doesn't look great, does it, guys? It's broken free of that zone down there. For Chili's, we are waiting patiently for discounted prices down here. Just waiting patiently. And I think we're going to see them now. I wish I was doing this stream back here when this drop happened. That would have been a great time for a short. Seeing the price come down here and come all the way back up, wow. That's fantastic. That's where traders like us make a lot of money. Near... Alright, near is now nearing the top of the structure. And this was the structure since the 19th of November. I'm wondering if we're nearing... I gotta stop saying near. Alright, let's take a look. This is a 4-hour auto block right here. And it didn't quite touch it yet. I want to get rid of this box here because that may have been a good opportunity for a short, but it hasn't tapped into this big one here. I think we could have an opportunity here. Near is staying at the top of my list. I'm going to move it up. That's the way I do things, guys. If I see a coin that I'm interested in actioning, it heads to the top of my list. So for near, potentially, and I'm going to wait to see the price action as this happens. I'm not going to put this order in unless I'm a little bit more certain. But something like this will look fantastic. That's a 3 risk to reward, which is what we're looking for. Price is going to come back. It's going to retest here for sure. And this is an imbalance, if I've ever seen one. Yep, at the top of its structure, imbalance. To get to that point, we're going to have a bullish move up, which means Bitcoin is going to have a bullish move up. So if Bitcoin's moved to a point where I think I'm bearish, that's when I'll be taking that trade on near. All right, I'm going to leave that on there because I might actually trade that. So let's take a look at let's take a look at some other coins. What have we got? I don't know why Sol is bookmarked. That must have been a misclick. All right, we've got, where were we? We were at near Unify. Unify, top of its structure, overall still since August. Wow, it's funny. It was highly volatile. There were some great trading opportunities. Right now we are sitting right in the 50% zone. When this gets to higher prices, say up in here where I have already drawn out some zones, I'll be looking to take some shorts there for sure. So for Unify, it's going to stay at the top of my list, but not taking any action just yet. FMT. FMT, it's just on the whole on its way down. But yeah, there's a lot of these coins lately that just look like they're tanking. FMT nearing the bullish territory now and nearing time for shorts. We have had lower highs form, so I think this is an opportune coin for a short because we've had lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This could be a lower high, but we could even retest up here, which would be great to take. In fact, I'd be looking to take this. So FMT moving up my list. It's nearing the point where I'm interested, which is kind of cool. All right, we've got Link. Now these lines that I do draw here, they are just guidelines. They're not always perfectly straight. Link, 50% of the range. It almost came down into an area for a long, but it hasn't quite made it there yet. It is staying where it is on my list because we could see it come down here for a long very soon. In which case, I will be taking that because I think I'm bullish on Bitcoin, but I'm not willing to take a trade on Bitcoin. Just because I'm bullish on Bitcoin doesn't make it mean to take a trade. I take a trade when I'm at discounted prices or premium prices. Now for Link here, if it came down here, that would be a discounted price, and I would take a long. All right, just want to make that clear. Just because I say I'm bullish on Bitcoin doesn't mean I'm looking for a trade on Bitcoin. Gala, this is interesting. We are now at the point where I'm interested in a trade, but I'm a bit scared of Gala. I did this paper trade just because. I didn't want to put the actual trade on. I put this paper trade on because it's an example of what you could do. But the reason why I don't like Gala is look at this decline. It's a falling knife, and I'm wary that even though at the bottom of this structure, nothing in this structure has showed me that it's going to play ball. Could this be the bottom? It could be. We've hit it once. We hit it twice now. That's the concerning thing. If I did this trade back here and I got that, that would be great. But this is the third time, or the second extra time that we're hitting this structure. I am not particularly, what's the word here? I'm not confident. I'm not confident that this structure will hold. We could hit this structure again and we could see a whole new level of low for Gala. So I'm not taking that trade. We've looked at BNB. Let's look at OP. Coming back into short territories for OP. We definitely have that on my watch list, which it already is. Axie. Oh, AVAX. From its recent structure, sitting in premium prices. However, its recent structure is only from the 10th of November. Before then, these are still discounted prices. So for me, I'm going to wait. I'm going to hope that we test these higher prices up here. I mean, if you look at if we take a fib from where it was to where it dropped, we really want to be seeing a short at 70% level up around here. That would be ideal. So that's what I'm waiting for. Sand. Man, this looks so similar to Gala. Not quite ready for me. KNC. One of the reasons why I love KNC is because it is highly volatile. So to me, that tells me there's a lot of opportunity there to make money. Volatile is good, as long as we know what we're doing. So I'm waiting for the higher prices to be retested for KNC. We are sitting at just above 50% zone, so these prices are premium prices, but they're not premium enough. In fact, yeah, that's a 50% zone there. So let's wait and see for KNC. For Sol. Sol has just sort of, kind of sadly been dribbling on. Not a lot of movement here. Not a lot of volume. ETC, yeah, lower price, but like a lot of these altcoins, it's just falling off. Oh no, it's not falling off a cliff. Okay, we've got some structure here for ECT. We are in slightly discounted prices, not discounted enough for a long, and certainly nowhere near where I'd want to short. So I'll watch that one. For Matic, same with Matic. EOS, this one looks actually interesting. It's interesting because we have this area here, which was an even low. Sorry, that's an even high, meaning we got stops sitting there. We've got a big supply zone right here, which is about to be retested for sure. We're already in discounted prices. When I'm ready, this looks almost like a setup for a long, in my view. We had a big bullish move up, which took these stops here. We do have stops down here. This is the thing. Where is my money? Alright, we've got stops sitting all down here. Why isn't it staying? Stay on there. Okay. Get rid of these stops. We have stops sitting down here, and the reason I know we've got stops there is because we've had even lows. People taking longs on EOS. Now we are in what I would consider bullish bullish zone. Would we say this is a bullish zone? Look, we are below the 50%. We're in bullish territory, so I'd be looking for longs and know the price may come down here and take those stops out. We're doing from here to the top. A 60 to 70% retracement would take us to this area here. Since we've had stops there, we could, yeah, look, this is what I'm looking for. This is exactly what I'm looking for. For EOS, we've got a 4.5 risk to reward ratio right there. And I could probably pull that down into the 50% zone. 5. There's a 5 risk reward ratio there for EOS. Now the price may not come down this far. We could probably see price come down to this one for a 50 to 60% retracement. And this would be the second zone. Well, really, this is the first zone that I'd be looking for. The way I like to do these is my stop here would be set to the top of the lower structure, so that if I'm wrong about this, if price comes down into this zone and I am wrong, it's going to cut through here and pick up my other trade, which is an even bigger one at 5. So we've got 3.5 and then we got 5. That's my plan there for EOS. I'm just going to I'm going to keep this one open so we can so I can refer back to that one. We've looked at a lot of these. Let's have a look at XRP. Yeah, not much going on for XRP that I'd be interested in trading right now. We are at the 50% mark where I avoid right here. If we do see some bullish moves down, I'll be taking a long for sure. Other than that, nothing particularly tradable there. DOT, like a lot of those other altcoins, teetering at the bottom of its structure and just hanging on for dear life. Poor old DOT. I'm not keen to jump in on this. We need to find a bottom first. I need some structure. Same for Theta. Same for VET and Axie. Well, this coin I just like to look at because of how volatile it is. Oh dear. Yeah, for some of these coins we're not looking great, but there is always opportunity. Always opportunity. So that's my plan for the day, guys. For me for now, I only have a couple of trades in the system. What do I have? I only have Bitcoin and GMT, and these are shorts at the top of their ranges. So I have a trade here in the system planned there for Bitcoin, and let's turn this one into GMT. For GMT, I have a trade planned in the system. Which one is it? Which one is it? Let's just double check. GMT order price 0.4213. So that's the one I've got. And those are just in there just because those are the peaks. I didn't put this one here in because I didn't want this to trigger in while I was sleeping. But this one here, I was happy for that to trigger in while I'm sleeping. So those are the only two trades that I've gone on right now. For what I plan to do, I'll be watching this price over the course of the day. I am waiting for more movement up. I don't think we've quite seen the top of where we're moving to, which is why I have my shorts at the top of the structures. If I do see, Bitcoin come into this zone of interest that I have here, where I have this paper trade waiting, if I see the price come up in here, I'm not necessarily going to take that trade. I'll take the top of the structure. I'm definitely in on that one. This one here, I'm going to wait and see. Reason being, it could potentially be, it could be the top of this structure, but it's not confirmed. There is structure up here that does need to be retested. It'd be nice if this is the top of the structure, but I'm not convinced. So if the price comes in, I'll show you what I'm waiting for. You don't have to jump in on trades straight away, guys. You can sometimes get an even better trade just by knowing that you have a trade idea here. If we see, is that the right one? It's not the right one. It's this one here. If we see the price come up and react, or not just react, but if we see this sort of thing happening, if we see a rally going on, that's great. That's what we want to see. From there, I'll be looking for a bearish move down, leaving an imbalance. If I see that, that's when I take my trade. That's the moment where I jump in. No, look at that crappy. That's the moment where I jump in, though. Why? Because we've had an imbalance, and if you get in quick, if you're looking at the 15-minute mark, this is where you're likely to see it. do your planning on the high time frames. Look for entries on the 15-minute. You'll see this rally happening. You'll see an imbalance form inside the zone. So in this zone in particular, I didn't take down here because that's not in my area of interest. My area of interest is above this line. Yes, this was above this line, but I think there is better structure right here. Better structure that's already been tapped into once. This is the structure that I'm interested in. Not this crappy little line here. This is just coming in to take liquidity out of this imbalance. Not looking for that. Therefore, this particular, in my view, this particular structure is not valid for a short. I think the price got to come up. Got to see it rally. I'm looking for that push down, and then I'll be taking my trade on this push down. And because I will know this is my area of interest, I can take a much better trade for me. I would have already seen the move down, and I can take a trade with a smaller stop, knowing that this structure won't get broken. And with a smaller stop and a tighter entry point, we can get a much better trade. That'll give us a 5 versus an unplanned 3. Sorry, a planned 3 or an unplanned 5. It really depends if you're awake and watching the charts when these things happen. Alright guys, that's it from me today. If we do see price moving in the afternoon, I probably will jump on. Just depends on what I decide to do for the day. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to go Christmas shopping. And I'll chat to you guys later.
Trapped in shackles.